Well, hey man, how's it going? Doing pretty good, son. How about you? Oh, I'm doing pretty good. What's up with your gun there? Something wrong with the top of it? No, there ain't nothing wrong with it. Just a little custom job. You want to check it out? Oh yeah, let me. What happened to your front sight? Oh well, you see, I filed that down so I could get a faster drop on the enemy.
With the sight filed down, I get an eighth of a second drop on our good Sheriff Brady.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Range Logic. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that intro. It was pretty fun to make. So today's episode is all about the SIG P365 SAS and what makes this a pretty unique weapon. So we're gonna go ahead and switch the camera to some top-down view so you guys can see this while I talk about it, so you guys can check this out. All right, so here's the SAS. So it has a very nice texture on the grip there. I will say I love that part of this pistol. That is super grippy, really gets a good hold of your hand there. So I do like that a lot. And then if you kind of notice, all of the controls are kind of mounted inside, like they're recessed a little bit. And that is by design, obviously. That goes along the same idea as removing that front sight. This is their anti-snag pistol. So they wanted this to be the ultimate in concealed carry. No front sight to snag on. No real controls to snag on. Your mag release is there, but it is pretty small. And if you were watching that clip trying to reload, you watched me try to do the reload on this, and it's very hard. Especially like my hand, when I go to drop that mag, it just holds here. Like I had to really break off of my grip here to get that magazine to even attempt to drop freely. So I wasn't a huge fan of that, but it does have the loaded chamber indicator on this side as well. A very nice trigger. I don't know the poundage, I did not weigh it, but it is it's very nice. And this pistol comes in, I believe, right around 16 to 18 ounces, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong and let me know in the comments. That would be fantastic. So yeah, this is the pistol. And then while we're here, look at these sights. So once everything is lined up, you get the small dot and the ring around it that glow. And that's how you know you're straight. So you want to center everything and then take your shot. So, you know, if you're off, you don't see anything. Once you level down, it's right there. So that is pretty cool. It's a cool idea. I think it would take a fair amount of practice just to be consistent with that. But in the middle of the night, that's pretty nice. I mean, that is a lot of illumination. We are out here in the straight sun, and it picks up pretty easy there. So that's the rear sight. That's how that works. It is pretty unique. Also, this is removable, and then you can get an adapter plate that recesses into the slide here, and then you can put your favorite red dot on this pistol as well. I had a Vortex Defender on here for a little bit just for the fun of it. Never really shot it, never did anything with it, so I just took it back off, put it on a different gun. So that is the up-close view of the 365 SAS. All right, so a couple things worth mentioning as far as the magazines go. This magazine that I have is a 12-round mag. It's got that extension on there. For some reason, this magazine I find almost impossible to reload. I do not have 12 rounds in here. I split my finger open trying to load this thing. Something is either wrong with it or it's just never been used. This gun was picked up kind of through a sale of a collection. So perhaps the previous owner only used the slimline mags that are more flush fit, and those got some more use. I'm not quite sure. I don't really care either. we're still gonna shoot it, and maybe eventually along the way, it'll start to loosen up. So we're just gonna take some shots on some of the steel, maybe some of the rubber, just kind of see how it works. I always do that. Yeah, I mean, that sight is, it's pretty sweet. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, it does the auto load just like the Glock. See, now this one, I have that full pinky grip on there. Already a bigger fan of it. Like this, I like a lot. Missed the last one. All right, let's see what we can do to that rubber target. I think you guys can see it over there. We'll go for accuracy. We're gonna go for the head. So, actually pretty accurate. At least the way I shoot, it does look like we are just a little left, like I was aiming dead center. So these two were previously on there, but it was all these. And you can see there's multiples inside of some of those zones, but that's not too bad. Now granted, we were pretty close, but for a micro pistol such as this, you're gonna be close. You're not gonna be, 100 yards away. With that being said, let's see how far away we can shoot this. All right, we got 20 rounds loaded up. We're just gonna have some fun. We're at 50 yards now. If I get some quick shots right away, we'll move back, kind of see where that ending point is as far as accuracy goes with not having a front sight. Well, we got two, so let's go ahead and move back a little more. All right, we're at about 75 yards. So one thing I noticed, if you're looking down this at distance, let's see if I can get it to loom up here, hang on. So that illumination takes up the whole target. So, it's a little bit something to get used to it. It doesn't reflect, it's not that bright, but it does kind of halo what I'm aiming at, and it's a large sight, so it does take up the whole entire target. So let's see what we can do. We got one shot, but I would consider that my limitation with this pistol. It was never designed to shoot 50, 75, 100 yards. It is meant to pull out of a pocket super quick, engage the target, and have a good sight picture close range. Anything closer than 20, 30 yards, I think this sighting system is pretty awesome. So yeah, I think that's pretty sweet. So let's go back up front and see what else we got. All right, guys, so just to recap, 0 front sight. Great texture, good trigger, nice follow-up shots, accurate at close range. I don't personally find this to be accurate at long distances. Not to say it couldn't be done, but for me, I would not use this at 50 to 100 yards away. Whereas many of my other pistols, 50 to 100 yards, I feel extremely comfortable. The comfort wasn't there. Now, can you train that out? Absolutely. You can go out and shoot 8,000 rounds to this thing and become an expert with it. But in the micro pistol range, obviously the smaller pistol that you go with, the body size, the more recoil you're gonna have. So this gun, for being just a 9mm, is extremely snappy. I see a lot of females carrying this pistol, and it is, I don't think, the right choice. Hell, I don't think it's the right choice for a lot of grown-ass men. it snaps, it's, you know, it's obnoxious. And if you are not shooting thousands of rounds of ammunition a year practicing with this, it's going to startle you. That first shot, your hand is going to slip off that gun and you might not be able to get that second round off as fast as you'd like. So if you insist on carrying micro pistols of any brand, kind, shape, make sure you're practicing with that, because they do kick a hell of a lot because of the short barrel. So keep that in mind. They also have these mid micros where it's, you know, this size with the longer grip, and then they put a port on there. And that's a good idea because it's going to help keep that recoil mitigated and down. The only downside to that, if you're shooting it in self-defense, it is going to obviously shoot a fireball straight up out of the muzzle. And, you know, if you're drawing and shooting from the waist, that is going right into your face. Not to mention, it is going to be loud as hell. So just something to keep in mind. But regardless, we got off track there. This pistol, I think, is pretty sweet. I'm not even sure what they go for. I would say if you could pick it up at a good price and you're into SIG and you like these guns, I think it's pretty unique. It's something to take to the range and somebody to look at and go, what the heck did you do to your gun? So I like that. The only other thing, real quick while we're here, I did find that because the slide release is so recessed in there, I almost wish they would have just gotten rid of it. It's so small, you still have to reload and rack, because, I mean, dude, you would rip off a chunk of your thumb trying to get to that. Like, God, I mean, it is tiny. So to me, just eliminate it, make it all slick, which would be probably even cooler. So SIG, on the off chance that you're listening to me, remake this and just get rid of the slide release and make a longer grip. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hit that subscribe button, turn the bell on for notifications so you guys don't miss out on all the rest of our videos that we got coming out this summer. It is beautiful out today. We finally got a good break in the weather, and we have plenty of exciting stuff planned for you guys. Don't forget as well, in the link in the description is my link tree. There is the link to pick up your own custom Zen tin with the Range Logic logo built into it, laser etched on there, and it is pretty sweet. It's pretty convenient if you guys are into that sort of thing. And don't forget, have a nice day.